Hi, this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington.
And I'm Elton.
We're with Brightside Global Trade TV. And my goodness, what a treat we had to talk about Madam C.J. Walker's life and legacy. And we will make sure that you have the links below so that you can follow up with this beautiful story. We're on to segment 2, which is—
for those of you that missed it, that you can catch it on demand. On demand plays whenever you have the time to take a look of the recording. Don't forget.
That's right. So we're on to segment 2, which is health and wellness. And we are pioneering women-owned business. So we have a very strong woman who is a farmer in Colorado. She's fighting a huge battle. And I want to just say a disclaimer before we proceed that we're talking about health supplements. And so if you're watching this, you're going to have to take this at your own risk. And we highly, highly recommend that you talk to your physician, because you're going to hear about very, very new treatments, and some of them are approved and some of them are not. So I just want to let you know that this panel is for education purposes only. So I want to introduce you to a retailer, a farmer, a beautiful woman, Trina Johnson. And Trina, I'm going to put you on the spotlight. Thank you for sponsoring today as well.
Thanks so much. It's been so good getting to know you guys.
You too.
Here and talk about CBD and hemp. It's my favorite thing. And, you know, it's not only what we're doing, but we're really passionate that it could save the world in so many ways, you know, building all our industries in a sustainable infrastructure in ways that there just aren't now. Mainly our company does focus on CBD and the medicinal side and all the potential there. We started our certified organic, sorry?
I know was your product lines. I mean, some of the chronic ailments that are out there for our community are weight loss. Of course, there are issues regarding minor issues, arthritis, issues regarding, you know, how we stay fleet of fluid, you know, I mean, and so the CBD has prompted some amazing results in those areas. You know, how to help you get just, you know, your body functioning better. You know, it's an amazing proposal that, you know, arthritis is a chronic ailment, and, you know, there are some over-the-counter pain relievers for that, but CBD has prompted to get, you know, great results from the use of, as well as, you know, overall balance that way. And, you know, so, I mean, and, you know, even when it comes to something like hair loss, you know, you know, I mean, what can happen and how it can be used to help challenge those ailments. You know, so I mean, yeah, I'm a big fan of CBD, and how this particular laboratory located in Colorado is doing all kinds of magnificent research and study to determine the best courses of action to get a better result, to get to improve your lifestyle. Because you know, no matter what age you are, you still shouldn't have to suffer and be, you know, limited by, you know, aging. We say aging gracefully. So you know, those are some of the things that our audience needs to know about, and also sleep. You know, you get a better, I mean, if you could increase and improve your classification of sleep so that you get a full 7 hours a night of rested sleep, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, you know, and think about how much more productive you are once you're getting that right balance. You know, so, and you have a couple of products that are in line for that, and a couple of packages, you know, that work that way. Is that right?
And before we answer Elton's question, let's talk about the panel and let everybody just introduce themselves. So we'll begin with Anessa and Rana and Sunitha. So go ahead, Anessa, give us a quick introduction, and then we'll go back to Trina and we'll come back to questions.
Yes, absolutely. Again, very nice to meet you. My name is Inessa Ponomarevaite. I'm the CEO and founder of Nestle's Hemp, which is the first very full spectrum, actually, CBD hemp product on the market that I started years ago. And I was looking for this specific plant to be in a perfect form for all the people that I work holistically. Cancer stage 4 is the ones I'm focusing the most. I'm not saying that CBD or CBDA or cannabis has the full one magic answer to the cancer. Absolutely no. Cancers actually, in my personal experience, can be actually helped even without cannabis. So, but what I'm trying to say here, I'm here to make the change. I'm here to do things that nobody wants to do. I'm here to speak the truth, and I'm here to use my money to change the world in a better place.
Fabulous. Welcome.
Very good, very good.
So, Rana, it's your turn.
Oh, well, very nice to meet you, and thank you for having me. I'm the EVP of Itoen. We are global leaders of green tea. We originated out of Japan in 1966. So we have a full range of green teas. We pioneered the first ready-to-drink unsweetened green tea, which is sort of a feat that was said it was impossible. And of course, then we do matcha, which I don't know if you all are familiar with matcha, but it's quite the popular green tea today. And so I'm glad I can see Reginald's enjoying it. So we're very excited to be here. I've been with the company when we came to North America in 2001. I'm half Japanese and half American. So, you know, I was very, very passionate about our products, what we do. So I've been quite excited to see sort of how people are embracing, you know, what was traditionally a Japanese, let's say an unsweetened green tea or even the matcha powder, which was traditionally used for tea ceremony. But now it's in lattes and it's in cooking and you name it. So, but we can talk a little bit later. So, but thank you very much. And I've enjoyed being here online with everybody.
That's
Very good,
awesome.
very good, very good.
And Sunitha is calling from London. So tell us about Ayurveda.
Hi, hello everybody. Lovely to see your smiling faces. Yes, it's the afternoon here in the UK, and my name, yes, Sunita. I'm an Ayurvedic medicine practitioner, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Tridosha, and we are a training provider and a skincare. We have a skincare brand, and we predominantly, it's a business I started the treatment side to really create experiences to share more love and trust and intimacy, you know, through the holistic treatments. So we partner with spas and therapists predominantly, and then we're growing in awareness now, and so we are branching out and taking the skincare more so out into wellness and then also into retail. So it's been a really interesting journey to see the evolution because there's so many more people now who are interested in holistic health, who are looking for alternatives. You know, when I first started teaching and speaking and working in this area, people couldn't even say the word Ayurveda. You know, and now every other person I speak to has actually heard of it, and they understand that it's this 360-degree cohesive approach to health. It's really it supports you with physical, mental, you know, spiritual wellness, and it also gives, you know, there's a lot of confidence that comes from the system that you have all the tools, and that you can be accountable for your own health. You don't have to outsource your health. You just need to put a little bit of effort into learning, you know, some of the tools, some of the techniques, and actually implementing them into your life. So delighted to be here. Thank you very much, and look forward to hearing more from the rest of you as we go on. Thank you.
So Trina, tell us about your retail flagship store and how we're trying to create this big holistic community where we can all meet up in Trina's store and do things with her. So tell us what opportunities you have at the store.
I mean, we would love that. We love attention. We've hosted a bunch of events here. We get regular customers all the time. It's been so fun to interact in different ways. It's just different than online, right? And I think there's a lot of opportunity here. We're downtown Manhattan in the city. We're centered around a lot of doctors and holistic practitioners as well in the area, chiropractors, acupuncture. And so events work really well here, and it's so many products. I think they were hit on so well around, major issues to just living a better life, being more balanced, that we all know this holistic way can bring, and around sleep and stress and inflammation and energy. And it's just an amazing journey to be a part of.
So let me ask the panel a quick question. What have been some of your major challenges with CBD or alternative medicine or Ayurveda? What have been the challenges? Because this is a state of the industry discussion. And I always write a letter to the White House after my sessions to say, here are things that you should be focusing on. And so I guess since it's all women-owned businesses, tell us about what are some of your challenges that you face.
Could I say, I think hi, great, and it's a great question. One of the main ones is that it's still, the things that we're talking about are still in the Western world considered alternative. And so in the mainstream, people aren't educated from school about the things that we're talking about herbalism and CBD and Ayurveda and acupuncture and all of these amazing systems, when actually they're far older than Western medicine. Western medicine is a couple of hundred years old, and and of course it's, if I go out and I break my leg, I want somebody to take me to the hospital. But prior to that, that first tier of health issues that we may have, there's so many things that we can go to that are natural and aligned to nature and actually help us find balance. So I feel that, the message of taking greater responsibility for our own well-being isn't shared as loudly as it should be, because ultimately, if everybody knew they could take care of their own health, and there's all these amazing things that they can do, there's certain individuals in the world who wouldn't be earning as much as they do if that message was loud and clear. So I think it's a call to action that needs to be heard, and we have to speak louder, raise our voices, and I feel the best way to do that is in collaboration, because actually then there's more energy behind this mission to share these messages. So that's really, for me, because it's really, this education should be there from the beginning. I'm born in the UK, my parents are of Indian heritage. And when I listen to their stories, it's phenomenal. They grow up with so much knowledge. There's so much wisdom passed on from their parents, their grandparents, the great-grandparents. They don't live in fear. They just don't live in the same fear, I think, that we have in the West, and they know that there are all these transformative tools that are available. And if they're not feeling great, if they're feeling a bit low, they go off and meditate or practice, go for a night. These are integrated into their everyday life. It's not something they've had to go and search for. So I think we can learn from that for sure. But really, it's this message of that we need to take greater responsibility, and this call to action that there's so much available to you before you take that pill.
Thank you for that, Sunita. Question though, is because we are moving, seems to be, popular medicine has to take an understandable position about natural cures. Now, Ayurvedic is an Indian term, of course, and they've been practicing Ayurvedic for some time, but, how does that, you're right, in other parts of the world, natural healing practices are probably more popular than in the West, where, you take a pill, and which is okay, I guess, if that's what you need. And it's all about time, and so speak to us, if you will, about, the transformation of our community, West against Europe or other areas, or Africa or the Caribbean. In the Caribbean, there's a whole focus on, take bush. It's a natural healing methods or that kind of thing, or and plant. I'm moving toward a plant cure, and that's of course helpful, more helpful than of course taking a pill. So and as a practitioner in natural cures, it's important that you always be motivated and always looking for solutions. Is there something that is outstanding for you and that you think has a great promise for the rest of the world?
It's the simple things. I would say it's the simple things. The more we speed up in predominantly in Western life, because in the East things are different to they are in the West. The more we're eating packaged food, the more we're going into supermarkets, we're not cooking anymore. The more we're getting drawn into all this fabulous packaging. But actually, the more we're seeing more ill health, the more we're seeing obesity, the more we're seeing diabetes, the more we're seeing mental health issues, the more we're seeing a weakness in immunity. And so, the number one thing is really your nutrition. Are you eating, natural food? Are you cooking it? What are the qualities of the food? Because it's not just if you're, to put it very simply, if you're buying, these meals that you pop into the oven or the microwave, and that's what's fueling you. But you think, I've got clients who have said, well, I buy my meals at Marks and Spencer, Sunita. I said, they're the same microwave meals that you'll get in any other supermarket. Just because you're buying it at that postcode doesn't mean, that it's. And so it's we're so many youngsters now say they don't know how to cook anymore. So that's the number one thing is actually, what are you eating? How are you fueling your body? If you are going to the supermarket and buying these ready-made things, you need to consider the ingredients in them, because I think when you really read the labeling, you'll be quite shocked. And they do make them quite tasty and kind of addictive, and it saves you time. So that's the number one. And then really just having some simple formulations. So turmeric is a great one. Turmeric's great for joints and for also immunity as well, and neem is a great anti-inflammatory. So there's certain herbs in Ayurveda that you can keep in your kitchen, and you can get out whenever you need them. And I know in other in other systems it's the same thing. You also have your medicinal herbs that you can cook with, that you can create formulations with if you've got a cold, if you've got a skin condition. All of these things are within your grasp. And but what it does is the more you make a commitment to learning more about this, the more you grow in awareness. So, the more you grow in awareness, the more you really start to support yourself, in sense of the grander picture, and actually shift your state of consciousness. So you become really aware actually of how you're living your life. Are you connected to the cycles, the seasons, nature? And you can kind of start to spot when you're getting a bit out of disharmony. And I think, life is so fast in the West now. Most families, both parents are working, kids are coming home. They're not necessarily coming home immediately to their parents, to an empty house. So lifestyle has shifted, tremendously over the last, 10 to 30 years, really. And
well,
it's
stay on that thought.
We need to re-educate ourselves.
I think that's a really good tip. But Elton, hold on. Let's bring Rona on. Rona, tell us what your number one tip and challenges are for this time that we have in the pandemic.
Well, I would have to say that we've been very fortunate, because during the pandemic, everybody is wanting to boost their immunity. And fortunately, with our green teas, we have been quite busy, because I think people understand that, green tea has so many great benefits to it. You know, the antioxidants, the vitamin C, also the L-theanine, which is an amino acid. So matcha particularly gives you kind of that boost of energy, but it keeps you that sense of calm. So we always say it kind of keeps you stay grounded. So, you know, green tea, and, you know, as Sunita's mentioning, you know, the natural way. I mean, tea started as a medicine in China years ago. So, you know, before the pharmaceutical and the pills and so forth, you know, tea was actually considered a medicine. So we have really been quite pleased to see the, you know, the trend, people wanting to incorporate, you know, green tea within their daily regime, you know, with matcha particularly, because the difference between a brewed green tea leaf is, you know, you brew the tea leaf and then of course you discard the tea leaf. But with matcha, it's a finely ground green tea powder. And it's, imagine a tea leaf that the stems and the veins have been removed. So you have that full vitality of that tea leaf. So that's been dried and stone ground. And so you're getting that full benefit of the tea, and you're ingesting the tea leaf. So you're getting, you know, all the fabulous aspects of the tea.
Wow. I was going to ask you that question. What is the difference? So I'm glad that you told me. So let's go back. I want to bring Inessa and then Trina, and then we're going to move to a relaxing session. We're going to take a trip to Africa and do a virtual safari and talk about the books. And I want Neri, maybe Neri, you go next. Tell us about art, because art is a very relaxing hobby. And whether you paint it or put it on your wall, I find that it is very inspiring, because we live in such an electronic world. We spend so much time with TV, and appreciating art is such a big thing. And your home is very important for wellness as well. So tell us about your art and what you do, and what we can expect from you. Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Hello. Yes. So art is very important to relaxation. It is actually a color theory. And when you just look around with your environment, the colors that you take in on a daily basis is for common effects. The sky is blue and majority of the earth is green, and those are common colors. So with art, our artist, he uses these colors in his artwork to help people to calm down. The gallery is set up in a way where when you first walk in, it calms you down and brings you to a level of space. And then in the second room, it also has colors that boosts your spirits. So we have come to find out that not only does it have common effects, but it also helps those who have anxiety to help them tunnel their thoughts in a way where they can relax and get a, you know, just calm down a little bit, because, you know, doing art helps you to tunnel your thoughts and your ideas. So we are definitely in a process of trying to get art back into schools, because we realize that art is no longer part of the school program, and children need that. And not only children, but adults as well. So we're looking at ways of how we can introduce art back into different communities, different age groups, different health environments. So this way they can have some way to express themselves and have a way to tunnel their anxieties and their thoughts.
Yeah. Now, one of the big anxieties that most business owners have is finance. And I wanted very quickly, so that Regina gets an opportunity and Sebastian gets an opportunity, to tell you that, you know, a lot of times highly effective people are people that are solution driven. So one of the biggest challenges as a minority, as a woman, as a business we have is finance. And so it's really, really important. And Lisa is still here, or she's left. But it's very important that you get a personal business coach to keep you going and to keep your credit on track. And he's got some amazing financing available. And so I'm going to give Reginald, I'll give you a few minutes. And if those of you who can stay for 2 o'clock, he's going to do a full presentation at 2 o'clock. So Reginald, would you like to tell us about the financing that you have available right now?
Yes, I'd be glad to. Thank you very much. I'm Reginald Lyerly, and the things that I specialize in is personal credit restoration, business lines of credit and working business capital. I do this to help people on a personal level as well as a business level. And when those things are done, that enables and empowers people to give back to their communities. So that is basically what I do in a nutshell. And of course, later today, I'll be able to explain all this more in depth. Thank you for the opportunity to address the audience, Elizabeth and Elton. Appreciate it.
And we see that we got Carrie and Emily just joining us. So Carrie, would you like to do a quick intro? And Emily, would you like to do a quick intro? And we'll come back to the panel. We have one more question for you.
Sure. You want me to go first?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So I am the national sales director for Hall's Beer Cheese.
Yay!
So we've taken humanity's what we consider two of humanity's most important achievements, beer and cheese, and put them all into one prize. Right? Thumbs up, right?
Happy St. Patty's Day.
I know. To you as well.
Dressed up. I mean, the rousing contribution for that. We want to make sure everybody gets and receives our invitation for a great St. Patrick's Day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
And we'll bring you back, Carrie, because we're doing a wellness segment and I don't want to bring cheese in to the food segment. So hold on.
I was early, huh? Sorry about that.
Wait, no, that's fine. I just wanted to introduce you. I love that hat. Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you.
We need one for everyone.
That's right.
Emily, would you like to quickly introduce yourself? And then I'm going to go back to the panel and then we'll wrap up the session and get into the food and travel with Kenyan Safari. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Emily Fritchie. I'm the founder and CEO of Sunshine Botanicals. They call me the Skin Whisperer. I have, my mission is to morph herbal medicine into corrective skincare. And I have been in this field for over 30 years. And my area of expertise is both chemistry, cosmetic chemistry, and herbal medicine. And my mission is to give people beautiful skin, alternatives to Botox surgery and toxic chemical procedures.
Wow, that is, and you've been in this industry for a long time. So
a real long time.
So that's amazing. Yeah, so we need to spend more time with you. All right, so the question, Emily, since you joined late and you're part of this health and wellness panel, was what are some of your challenges that you currently face? And then I'll get into the marketing tips. So the first question, we're still finishing that question.
I'm unclear. I apologize.
Well, we'll come back to you. We don't want to put you on a spot. We'll come back.
Yeah,
I'll come back.
We're talking about cannabis and CBD today.
Yes, CBD.
It sounds like we may be on a different topic, so that's why I seem a little confused right now.
No, we're talking about CBD, wellness supplements, and given all the regulations that we have, being a woman-owned business, any one of those challenges.
Okay, wow. So now I can answer your question. Thank you. What are my challenges?
Yes.
Wow. Money and people. We have so many opportunities, and we create our formulations from the ground up, and morphing CBD into some of our botanical formulations has been very, very powerful. And we have a real mission in front of us. It's a passion for me. We have accomplished much, and especially incorporating our formulations into oncology aesthetics in the beauty space. So our challenge is supply chain, funding, to keep things moving and to scale the growth of my brand. And fortunately, we have really, we're a very small woman-owned business, but we've got some traction. We've been around for a while. And, with all the setbacks between COVID and everything else we've all experienced, just like 5 steps forward, 7 steps back, as we try to readjust, and continue to move forward. So we have done just that. But my eyes are very focused on a very positive future because of the amount of help we can provide for people in solving and providing solutions for aging and problem skin conditions. And so there's the gist of it, and just keeping keeping everything really focused.
I think you hit it on the head. It's keep moving. I think that's really, really critical. And I saw one more person join us, but I think she left. All right. So let's get back to wrapping up this panel, and then we'll move to Sebastian. Sebastian can give you amazing solutions, also another financial advisor in the group. Sebastian, please introduce yourself before I move on.
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm not a financial advisor. That's a degree for a different license, just to make that clear. But I'm here to talk about getting your finances in order for the people that are left behind, know exactly what's going on. So not necessarily anything other than organizing your documents, because I run into a lot of people that they say like, oh yeah, for example, my husband has a retirement plan. Who does he have it with? Oh, I have no idea. Or they have a life insurance. Who do they have it with? Oh, I have no idea. And I have the same, with the same token, I have people that tell me, oh, my spouse passed away 20 years ago. He told me I was going to be taken care of, something were to happen to him, but he passed away. I didn't know what that meant. So I lost the house. I lost everything because I never knew. And then we're able to find that there was life insurance, but it's 20 years too late. So you're not going to get a call from these people saying, hey, sorry for your loss. Come and get your money. You got to know where everything is. You got to put everything in order. And what I'm here to talk about today is I help people put those things in order, organize all those paperwork, let you know the things you got to put in place, wills, power of attorney, that kind of thing, and where to go to get them.
Excellent. Wonderful. That's awesome. And you're going to be with us at 2 o'clock with Reginald. So we're really going to dive into finance and more detail with that. So Grover James is not here yet, but we will come back. But let's wrap up this panel. And I'm going to let everyone just give us a closing. Now, what we want is 2 of your favorite marketing tips, like what has worked. Has email marketing worked? Has Facebook marketing worked? Has just connections face-to-face? What is some of your best tips that you can give us today, especially for the CBD and the health supplement marketplace? Given that there's so many regulations, you can't advertise. There's more don'ts than do's. So how can you break through that?
Yeah, is there anyone? Just a simple one from me. We also manufacture skincare, Emily, and they're all Ayurvedic formulations, so based on medicinal herbs. And we also create amazing, beautiful aromas with a perfumerer, so kind of bringing those 2 worlds together. And really the brand is self-care orientated. And what we found that's really one of the good things that we found is because we have a wellness philosophy behind the brand, is actually naming the products, really uplifting wellness, giving them wellness names. So for instance, our facial oil is called Happiness in a Bottle, and people just love that. And also the creams, we've got 3 different formulations for the creams. So we've got Rejuvenate, Calm, and Balance. So it's really to promote wellness into all aspects of people's lives.
Awesome. That's wonderful. All right, so let's move along. Trina, what are your 2 top marketing tips that you think have worked?
I just wanted to say I really enjoy Sunita. I love the products you're working with and that philosophy, and just a lot of the joy spills out when you talk, and how we need to start incorporating all these wellness into the daily habits. And that's been probably one of the biggest and really trying around and seeing CBD as more of a daily supplement. It's a daily vitamin that can make around sleep and the pain, anxiety, and just bring balance and happiness to the daily lifestyle, and being yourself, and really providing information on this, your health and wellness, into your own hands.
That's true.
Elizabeth, for me, I have to say I have the benefit of having a wonderful business partner. He's actually on the screen here, Zaire Baptiste. And the one thing that we do that has been super helpful is connecting with the customer's emotions. We don't look to sell the product first. We look to gravitate to the customer and get that connection with them first. And then once you get that connection, the product will automatically move. So building that relationship with the customer first, with their emotions and connecting them with who you are, the product will definitely move on its own. So that's the marketing strategy that we have used in our area.
That's true. Anessa, what is your marketing tips? What's worked for you?
So as you know, like we're like a self-funded brand completely from scratch, invested so far millions of dollars to be where we at. And the reason why Nestle's grew so effectively and so where we at today, it's because of results. So when you really produce results, like there is no way that people not going to talk about it. So as we know, it's in supplement, or you can make claims, you can't really advertise yourself, and especially, you know, we have some couple people in the CBD space, so they're aware, like you can say a lot of things, right? So you have to be careful how you advertise yourself if you want to be smart. So with that being said, I think results is what we need to focus, because they're so suppressed in the corner and almost criminalize people. You know, green tea is not an oxidant, it's not going to help you with anything. Like, no, matcha is amazing. What are you talking about? Like, we've seen results all day long. And, or Ayurveda, like, it's just all these things are so beautiful. And if you're going to be able to produce results, it's going to move the mountains. So I think if all of us focused on results, because it really helped us with results, 100% success rate, 100% success rate, 100%, it becomes like a snowball effect and you can't stop it. So results, I would say what we can do, produce the most possible results. Focus on the consumer, focus on the client, on the patient, and how we can make that person to convert into better life.
Wow, that sounds really important. Rona, what is your marketing tip? We can't hear you. You have to turn yourself.
Okay, apologies about that.
That's
I have
okay.
to say that, you know, given the outreach, I mean, you really want to connect with people, because we have our products on the shelf. I just got an email from somebody said, oh my gosh, we saw your products out in the shelves in Michigan and didn't expect to see matcha there. So, you know, what we've done is, I'd have to say our social media, you know, we've got, our marketing team's been great in terms of the Instagrams, you know, getting messages as well as how to use the matcha, you know, incorporating it in different recipes or beverages, and, you know, the benefits and all that. So that's been probably our best, because, you know, our products are certainly sold on, let's say, Amazon or in the, you know, markets across the country. But how can you connect with all those people? So we've been very successful just through a lot of the social medias. And I think that's, you know, what many companies are kind of doing. It used to be a little bit more of the conventional, you know, advertising and, you know, print ad or that sort of thing. But we've been very successful, I'd have to say, in terms of our social media handles. So that would be our tip.
That's terrific. Grover, as a book author, what are some of the marketing tips that have worked for you?
I had that box. I forgot to ask you to bring that box in.
Keep forgetting about the unmute. Basically, what the book is, sharing the book and offering the autograph, value $75 for free. And everyone knows it's a joke that they're not going to pay me $75 for my autograph, but I offer them an autograph for every book that they buy. And basically, just by word of mouth, telling my stories over the years and sharing most of the people I sell to who are referred to me know me, and they know the stories and they don't know the details. So I tell them, if you want the full story, read the book. And they do. Those who buy it. Those who don't, won't.
Awesome. Yeah, that's true. All right. Bonnie just arrived. So she's a PR expert and a podcaster. So Bonnie, tell us some of the marketing tips that you would advise a CBD or a new Ayurveda or a health product that has all these regulations. How can they break through that clutter and reach their customers?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for including me and letting me jump on late. And I appreciate everyone who's wearing a little green out there. Happy St. Patty's. Elizabeth and I connected through a PR pitch I gave her on my very healthy Flacker's crackers, which is all, this is just 3 ingredients, which is flaxseed, apple cider vinegar, and sea salt. So, and I've been working with them for quite some time and have had a variety of clients. I have a business called Magician Media, and I work with a lot of music. So my background is in working for the major labels, and I've gone independent, and I love the wellness space. And I have a good friend who's got a CBD business as well. And I've worked with other CBD clients as well. That's kind of one of our topics. And wellness is of great interest, as specifically been studying Ayurveda for decades. And, so it's truly interesting. I would just say in general, connecting with the customer as closely as you can. And I know social media came up, and that's what I do for clients. And I believe it, but it's not a one size fits all. I mean, you may inherit an account that has a good amount of Facebook followers, but if you're trying to start on Facebook now, it doesn't really work as well. So I'd say customize your social media plan, really strong visuals. I think people scroll, they call it the doom scrolling. And, so you really need to have a very strong assets, visuals, a clear message, concise text. People don't read a lot. And I'm still a believer in email marketing, direct to consumer, direct to fan. So I would say maybe you would use your social media to invite people over to the website and hopefully capture that email that you can then talk to them more directly. Also, back to social media, make sure you're using e-commerce links, like the little shortened bit.lys. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you do. So you can kind of monitor if anyone's clicking off of your Instagram bio. You can, use a platform on there to get multiple links onto your Instagram bio. And so again, always trying to use social media. You want to sell, but then you also need to engage and be fun. And I think we kind of got that message around some of these wellness products. So educate and share your ideas and who you are. I think you would gain their trust and hopefully get them to follow and buy.
I think all of them are perfect. My tip is to make a plan. Just make a plan, understand who is your target audience. So when you have people purchasing the product, get to know that segment, find out so that you get repeat business, and then you can multiply that person, and then you can figure out who you need to get in. But I'm wrapping up this section. I want to bring, Elton has something to say, and then I'll bring Trina as our sponsor for today. We cannot do things without sponsors. So I want her to give us a conclusion.
Okay. So my tip, here we are, we sit on the preface of a brave new world. And we are at the point where I think typical medicines are not going to be what we thought they were. And we will have to now engage with new directions, new efforts and new ambitions. But we also have to be courageous about our endeavors because it's for our betterment. I mean, the days that pharmaceutical giants can rule the day. I mean, it's okay to have drugs. I mean, they go a long way. But I mean, when it comes to natural cures, natural things that heal us. And also, I was always told an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So if you can maintain a healthy lifestyle, eating right, eating a balanced diet, getting your exercise, and also not being too extreme with your lifestyle. You'll find amazing benefits, but you know, eating right is an amazing benefit in itself. You know, I mean, you can't go and eat, you know, 5 meals of pizza a week or, you know, or things like that and expect to have great health. I mean, you know, I love pizza too, but, you know, you've got to, this COVID thing now has forced us to prepare our own food, has to source our own food and, you know, get to be friends with your local farmer, you know, and the person who's actually growing great healthy foods and find great recipes that work for you that way. The closer you can eat to the earth, the better off you are. And I'm encouraging each one of you who are delving into these natural areas, let's do it. Let's do it. Don't be afraid. Be encouraged by the prospect. And also look out for your seniors. Look out for your seniors. There are people who are much older than you, maybe having a difficult time finding and sourcing foods, natural foods. So do what we can that way. But you guys are on the front end. Don't be scared and don't be shy. You know, listen to the stories of Madam C.J. Walker, you know, or Madam Walker, who just decided for the sake of humanity that she would win and be victorious. I can imagine there wasn't a day that she woke up and went to work that she didn't say to herself, today I'm winning, or something like that. I've got to think of what she would probably have said. Today's my victory day. I'm taking my victory laps. And so I'm encouraged by you, and also remember to keep a great relationship with the man upstairs, with our Father. Keep a great relationship through prayer, fellowship, and understanding, as well as relationship. So with that being said, as a tip, that's going to carry a long way. Be encouraged. Somebody had a question?
I have a statement. You know what I think she would have said, Miss C.J. Walker? Today, something wonderful is going to happen to me, and something wonderful is going to happen through me today. That's exactly it.
Now, you've made a statement and a comment that requires an echo. You know, I like that. That's great. And what I'd like to hear from each of you is, what would she say from your ears that she would say according to what you know about her experiences? What would she be saying?
Can we bring that into the next
We'll come back to the next segment. But think about it. Think about it. Think about it.
So we're going to wrap up the wellness segment. Stay on, because we're talking about food, and all of you know that even if you eat food, it's all about the portions. So we've got a food discussion coming up, but I want to bring Trina back on, and I want to make sure that we get the speaker view. Very good. So yeah, so wrap us up. Thank you for sponsoring today. And I can't wait to see that store.
Just so good to be here, you guys. So many interesting people. I think there's a lot of connections in ways we could even partner together with many of you and see the ways that we're all, you know, a golden link in each other's chain of success. That's what we're here for. What I love about CBD and hemp and choosing natural solutions. It was really good to be here. I would love to see you guys at the store.
Yep. Thank you. And it's great to be a retailer. So I could see that there's a lot of opportunity out here for us to have these discussions in your store and have the products placed there as well. So this is awesome.
That would be a marketing tool is, you know, we've always had a really big presence online. That's my background from before. And so even being in the hemp industry, no one had a website. So we have a really nice dominance on the online, but having the retail store, it's a whole nother avenue. It is crazy in COVID, but it's so amazing having these interactions with the customers in ways that you can't online, and hearing this feedback of it really does work, you know. And
if you're in New York, make sure you go by her store. Go by her store.
What's
if you-
the
if you
name
don't
of your
know anything.
business?
And put your address in the chat room,
Yeah.
Trina.
And
Yeah.
I'll connect everybody as well so that everybody gets an opportunity. And those of you watching online, Trina, where is the store? So this is going to be recorded for Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. So write us a comment, and if there's any products or any person you want to connect with, let us know, and we'll make sure you get their website link. So yeah, so go ahead and tell us where the store is. What's the address?
It's at 400 Madison Ave. It's on Madison Ave between 48th and 47th Street, just right downtown Manhattan, real central. You know, right in the heart of where everyone
Everything's
is.
happening. Yep. So we plan to do some live events. These are the Zoom ones, and as pandemic gets over, hopefully, and things get under control. And Anessa, I would love to talk about Ukraine. We have a women business empowerment event on the 31st, and we're doing a whole war story. We're doing a panel. So I want to connect with you after and maybe do an interview with you and with each of you, and then maybe bring you into that panel, as well as the same one we'll do again with more people. So stay tuned. We're doing women business empowerment. We're doing health and wellness. And thank you all for being here, contributing to this channel, and thank you for watching.
Let me say this, we're a buying center. So don't forget, if there are items that you want to know more about, reach out to each person online here to tell them so that you can make the connections for the purchases there. Don't forget. Thank you all for being here, and stay tuned because we're on to the next segment now.
And if
this
you
is
want
gonna
to
be amazing.
and if you
It's
want
gonna
to be an
amazing.
investor and invest in any of these businesses, we would love that too.